Life is unpredictable. Pain, setbacks, and challenges are inevitable. But mentally strong people don't just survive, they thrive. They don't break under pressure. They adapt, endure, and emerge stronger. Today we uncover the 6 habits that define unshakable resilience, guided by timeless Stoic wisdom. Ready to master your mind? Let's begin. Mentally strong people embrace change as an inevitable force of life, not something to resist. Change is not the enemy, it is the catalyst for growth. When life shifts unexpectedly, they do not lament what was lost, but focus on what can be gained. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Instead of fearing uncertainty, they use it as an opportunity to refine themselves. They do not seek to control the uncontrollable, but rather adapt, adjusting their perspective and actions accordingly. A setback is not a failure. It is a redirection. A loss is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. They train themselves to see obstacles as stepping stones, not roadblocks, allowing them to remain composed in chaos. Equally important, they control their reactions rather than allowing emotions to dictate their decisions. Life presents difficulties, but suffering is often self-inflicted by the way we interpret and respond to events. Epictetus wrote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Anger, frustration, and fear arise naturally, but mentally strong people do not let these emotions govern their actions. They pause, reflect, and choose their response wisely. When faced with criticism, they do not lash out. They consider whether there is truth in the words or whether they are merely projections of another's insecurity. When plans go awry, they do not dwell on frustration but instead focus on what can be done next. By mastering their reactions, they remain in control of their lives, ensuring that no external force dictates their inner state. This control extends to setting boundaries and protecting their energy. They understand that time is their most valuable resource, and they do not waste it on obligations that drain them. Seneca warned, "We are tight-fisted with property and money, yet think too little of wasting time, the one thing about which we should all be the toughest misers." Mentally strong people are not afraid to say no when something does not serve their well-being or align with their priorities. They recognize that giving endlessly to others while neglecting themselves leads to exhaustion, not virtue. Whether in relationships, work, or social obligations, they define their limits clearly and enforce them firmly. They do not feel guilt for prioritizing their own growth because they understand that only by maintaining their inner strength can they truly contribute meaningfully to the world around them. Taking responsibility is another defining trait. When things go wrong, they do not seek to blame others, circumstances, or luck. Instead, they ask, "What could I have done differently?" They analyze their role in every situation and use it as a lesson for the future. Owning their mistakes gives them the power to improve. Instead of making excuses, they focus on solutions. This mindset prevents them from falling into victimhood and fosters resilience. Life may not always be fair, but they refuse to let external injustices dictate their personal accountability. They know that blaming the world leads to stagnation, while taking responsibility leads to growth. They also practice self-discipline, ensuring that emotions do not override logic. The Stoics saw discipline as the foundation of a strong mind. They do not rely on fleeting motivation. They commit to their principles regardless of how they feel in the moment. If they set a goal, they pursue it relentlessly. If they face difficulties, they persist without complaint. They understand that immediate gratification often leads to long-term regret, whereas disciplined effort yields lasting rewards. Whether it is controlling their impulses, maintaining their commitments, or managing their thoughts, they choose reason over indulgence. Lastly, they never stop learning. They see life as an ongoing education, constantly seeking wisdom and refining their understanding. As long as you live, keep learning how to live, Seneca advised. They do not assume they know everything. They remain open-minded, questioning their assumptions and embracing new perspectives. Growth requires humility, the recognition that there is always more to understand. They read, reflect, and engage in meaningful discussions, valuing knowledge over ignorance. This commitment to learning keeps them adaptable and prepared for whatever life presents. By embracing change, mastering their reactions, setting boundaries, taking responsibility, practicing self-discipline, and pursuing lifelong learning. Mentally strong people shape their own destiny. These principles are not inherited, they are cultivated. Anyone can adopt them with practice and intention. The question is not whether challenges will arise, they will. The question is how we choose to respond.